Alright, hello, welcome to Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. This game came out in 2020 during the COVID time, so it's been a few years. Still have not beaten it to its completion though. Probably one of the first Crash games that I have not put that much time into. We've gotten really far before, but we kind of just deviated and fell off. For me, specific reason was, obviously the Elden Ring and stuff like that kind of came out years later, so my time has been spent doing those kinds of games as of late, and the wife's been busy with other stuff. So we are going to be bringing back another passive playthrough for Crash Bandicoot It's About Time, and actually take our time with this series because I really do want to get the majority of our missing trophies and stuff like that, now that I'm feeling a little bit more motivated for it. And we have a little bit more time to actually do stuff like this, considering our move is now completed and we are finally set in our house. So this game is a bit different in how it approaches the Crash Bandicoot series. Series of 4 masks are kind of give him like special powers throughout the game, and you have to utilize them in certain sections. It definitely ramped up the difficulty from like super hard to like even more ridiculous hard from the old Crash games. This one can be kind of rough at times, so we'll just have to make do with what we got. Our playstyle, of course, we ran retro last time because, that's the era that we lived in, was the time when you have a certain amount of lives and stuff like that, but we are just going to go with the modern. Because this is going to be a long playthrough, we just don't want to stress out over lives, and we've already done a playthrough like that, so we'll just kind of do that. Time trial goes, sure. Shadows, sure. Yeah, 62%, jeez. So we'll keep that one alive, but we still have a lot to do, huh? Okay, I'll start right here. We'll call this what? It was ANT. ANT. We could do... We'll do PAP, or pass and play. Yeah. Modern.
Crash Bandicoot. At last, I, the great Neocortex, have you right where I want you. And now, the final blow!
Hush, simpleton.
Face it, Entropy, it's going to fail. Again!
At least Uka Uka and I attempt to free us from this prison. I won't sit idly by and listen to your inane ramblings for another decade. Chew.
Is he dead?
Leave him. He served his purpose.
A great power has awoken. Crash,
I fear it portends an event of reality-shattering proportions. I feel it emanating from Insanity Peak. Quickly, we must go! Crash! Crash! Crash!
Alright, so the return of our hero, they went with a completely different art style from the original for sure. Even in the remakes, they definitely went away from that character design towards this character design, which I think looks fantastic for him. And Crash 4 is going to see a huge, like, level trail type of design for it. A bunch of branching paths and stuff like that, but the tried and true tradition of hitting the crates, gathering the gems and all that stuff still remains the same. And then attempting to do every single level without dying is also going to be part of this playthrough, because we are going to try to get every single thing to go, because we do have a 100% and a 106% ending that we have never seen before. So a lot of neat little details in here. You know, they kind of brought Spyro into this mix. Spyro will be another game that we're featuring on this channel, since those were also remade as well. Just kind of bringing more from the PS1 era down towards the PS5. And we have a little ring around Crash from where he lands. In this version, you can go ahead and turn that off if that's something that you don't like to do. But for us, we're okay with that. And then he kind of lost a lot of his ability from the other games. But the sliding and the jumping, the double jump is still here. The crazy spin is not really there anymore, but he does register pretty well at just kind of doing it on his own. You got his crawl, which is not as slow as it used to be. And then it seems like it's the L2 to check all the stuff, because the triangle is a different button now for something. But the premise is still the same, just jump, spin, and hop, and then, you know, your basic platforming level design will always change from these long hallways to a side 2D platformer. You know, a bunch of things will disappear over time, but the biggest addition were definitely the mask, which we'll find out over time how those work. Hitting the TV will reveal some of Crash's older games, so it's a nice little callback that they did here. Then you actually pop a trophy or something like that when you put the sombrero on, so it's got a lot of neat little details here in the beginning. Same as always, collecting Wampa fruits for your extra lives and stuff like that. I'm not really sure what it's going to happen now that we are playing on not retro mode, so I don't know what gaining 100 is actually going to do at this point, so we'll find that out. Couple of callback enemies and callback level designs that they did from the first few games. TNT always works the same way. You jump on it, counts down from 3. If you find any nitros, which are green boxes, they will explode immediately on impact. Checkpoint boxes are exactly as they always used to be. Hit them, and you will restart at a death from that location. Your Aku Aku mask will give you an extra hit. So if you take damage, he'll pop away. He has 3 forms. First form, he'll kind of be this brown color. Second form, he'll be a golden color. And then once you get a third one, you'll be invincible for a short time running through a level, so nothing will be able to damage you. And then, of course, our little boxes with a bunch of fruit sticking out of them. Those are jump crates. Just hop on it a few times and you'll get at least 10 fruit from each one. But Crash Bandicoot always has been a very difficult game to master, so you definitely don't get a lot of chances. It literally takes an enemy one hit to kind of pop you in death if you're without a mask. The addition of these little rope sections are pretty cool. Something that they could not do in the PS1 era. Question mark platforms are the bonus rounds. You just go ahead and do those. You get extra boxes, extra lives, and all sorts of stuff happening here. If you end up failing a bonus round for whatever reason, you fall, you die, nitro, TNT, you actually don't lose any life or progression. You just restart it back. It's better not to do that though, because you will lose whatever level of Aku Mask you've gained up to this point. And as a little hint there showing on these jump crates, you'll have two different versions. You'll have the steel versions and then the regular wooden ones. You just hold X to kind of do a super bounce. The game's generous enough in this round to go ahead and show like a bigger line saying that you actually connected with it. Because if you just do a regular bounce, you can see here, it's just nothing kind of shows up. But then these blue lines will show up once you know you're holding X. So there's a lot of good little positive feedback in Crash 4 to kind of show that things are working much more better than they used to in the old games. Over there's a little picture of, I think her name is Candy Bandicoot, the former girlfriend of Crash, featured in the first game and the first game only. Might be a returning character in other games, I'm not really sure. But that character development never went anywhere, so just kind of a what the hell for the franchise. Then here we go with being invincible for a good while. You also get a bit of a speed boost too, so this is always worth it during time trial. And one thing they really made sure they wanted to do in this round was, you know, bring a lot of level design and callbacks from the very first game and on. Because something that Crash 3 and 2 really abandoned were these moving platforms from the first game. Said to be a little too hard, I guess, back in the day. I can understand it for the most part, but that's exactly what Crash is, just a very hard game. So it was just really nice to see a lot of different callbacks and everything coming back to this franchise in this game. Because 3 was littered with, you know, a whole bunch of vehicle and gimmick type of levels, whereas 2 was just like kind of 5 levels, go to a boss, do this and that, and then, you know, Crash 1 is the one that kind of started it all. So they've been changing formulas every single game, but this one is a conglomeration of all 3 of them put together. And then at the end of every single level and round, as it says here, we are going to actually end up getting skins for our characters. So Coco is Crash's younger sister, going to make an appearance in this game and actually be a very viable character to play as in this one. Gems unlock skins, earn gems by breaking crates, getting Wampa, finding hidden gems, and beating levels in 3 lives or less. And that is the ultimate gimmick to this game, is that it will show us a whole bunch of gems. It used to be 1 gem or 2 gems per level, depending on what it was. But this one gives out gems like candy. And there's actually 2 versions of these. So you have the regular version that we just played, and then there's going to be an inverted version. So they really went for playtime in this one for sure. Kind of signifying that this might be the send-off for Crash, forever. So they definitely gave us a lot to play with here. But you earn gems for the fruit. So I kind of forgot that was a thing in this game. So we get 80% fruit collection. And, so now it's worth your time to go ahead and actually collect those. I don't think in this game you can spin them away like you used to. So, because that would be kind of crazy to ask us to get this percentage and then be able to spin something away like that. Getting all the crates have always been a thing. The 3 lives or less death thing, that's another gem. But then there's also an insanely perfect one, and that's where you get the little crossbones and skull icon. And that's just for trophy purposes and stuff like that. So you definitely need to master things. And at the end of each round, you also unlock time trial mode, but we can't make any use of that yet because we have to earn the ability to run or do triple spin. And then the hidden gem is, what it is. And then the gems down there showing exactly how many you need to unlock every single costume.
Spin while standing. Spin while standing.
Wonder how that works. It only requires 80%.
I never saw him. So dead mouse.
writing on the wall. So yeah, start left, then right, right, up, left, left, down, right, then down. Special one. I remember stuff like that. I remember they were trying to tell us, like, this is how you get the gym. I think I remember having lessons. It's difficult now. Or all of them, right? Yeah, we went a grip without finding that color gem. That's the earliest color gem you can find. Then, of course, bringing back the glorious days of the chase scenes. I think I did that the first time we played too. We did everything perfect except for the death thing, you know what I mean? That's the only thing. Other than that, not a bad run.
No way. Not in a million.
Crash, who's that?
Golly, Louie. If the quantum mask hasn't turned,
Hey, Archie, how's it going? Is that a quantum rift?
It appears to be a door between dimensions.
Yes, the kind we can shut. We have to go find my siblings and fix this before something cuts with a big evil plan and a bigger ego does something monumentally stupid.
Uka unknowingly paved the way for our bright future. Once my rift generator is complete, over all of time and space will be within our grasp.
Ancient Embryo, you have got some little projects you want to
You
tell
just
me
sound
about?
weird.
My potion will make me am unstoppable.
Right, if I sure have one with your ray guns or whatever.
Hasten your steps! By my calculations, our enemies are already moving against us. And we will prevail.
Maybe it's just that video.
That sounded like something that was still flopping around.
Yeah. Oh, that's you ready?
Yeah, do you want to give an explanation about the dimensional map and how it all works, the UI of it all?
Yeah. I don't remember.
You don't remember? Alright, so traditionally the first game went in a way like this, where you kind of just used a map to kind of get around the world. And then the games number 2 and 3 went ahead and did like little platform checks or whatever. You just kind of walked into a level and went from there. So Crash 4 went back to that style of map where you kind of just do a trail. There's a little bit of branching paths here and there if you find secret areas and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's great little like, you know, art style kind of things going on here. Every little point's gonna have like a theme to it. So while we run around the Clang site here, it's gonna be like all mechanical and kind of wasteland vibes to it. Whereas we were running around like a jungle, you know, lush jungle, ancient temple type of thing here. So like I said, every single area is going to have a different kind of theme, which is really cool because they tried to do that in Crash 3, but the levels were all mixed around. Definitely did not look the way that it was intended, I guess, back then. And then just looking up on the top left, you're able to kind of see like little details about the level, you know, just kind of pay attention to that stuff if you want to. It does give you details on how many gems and crystals and all that kind of stuff you've earned up to this point. So if you want to replay levels, just go ahead and just feel free to go back and do all that stuff, just like the old days. And then with the other UI options here, you're able to press square to kind of cycle between Coco and Crash. So if you get tired of one or the other, just kind of just keep flipping back and forth. Triangle for skins. Skins don't really add anything to the game other than just cosmetics. So we got a few free ones here because of a downloadable stuff that we had when I pre-ordered the game way back when. So, you know, you just kind of change them into whatever you really want. I keep regular Crash until we start getting uniforms that I really do like. And then you just keep on earning new uniforms and stuff like that as you, you know, continue to get gems and the levels and everything. Then we'll go ahead and continue on to the hazardous waste.
So, we need the other masks to close the rifts?
Correct. Now, my brother Akano is around here somewhere. Welcome to the show, your precious masks. Behold the aforementioned butts.
Don't worry. We have a thing where we fight, he loses. It's a well-established dynamic.
Not this time. I've got a backstage pass for you to get up close and personal with my weapon of mass percussion. I'm ready to rock it.
Do you want to explain how the masks work in the game?
So, you'll get a mask like this and it'll change everything for you. And as it tells you, either press R2 or triangle And as you can see, it changes the invisible boxes to where they're visible. And you will need this for different parts of it. As you can tell, the bridge is invisible. That's why you also need this. So you just have to be kind of smart when you're going through, because there are going to be some instances where you're running through and you're going to have to change from something being visible or invisible to being visible quickly, like the boxes. The bridge will be visible, and in order to get those boxes, as you jump, you would need to turn the boxes visible and then jump back and redo it. Kind of difficult in my opinion, but you never know. As I kill myself.
Yeah, Crash 4 really makes your brain think a lot, so this is definitely a punishment for us older fans for the game. But it is a new dynamic that we've come to love at this point. So like she's saying, you can kind of play it safe, but if you're really good at the whole platforming thing, then you'll be able to kind of pull off some cooler tricks and all that stuff. Definitely need to master it though for time trial runs, because this game can get kind of crazy with that stuff. You get a trophy for bursting all of those little microphones throughout the game. I haven't really seen... Okay, there we go. Checkpoint and death. Oh, it's a checkpoint? No, we just changed that death. That's how we always done it. Oh, I forgot the button. I don't know what I was doing. Oh, that's what it is. That's how they do that.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do a level reset so we can actually do it better, because we're not going to be good. There's going to be a lot of level like going back and forth to things, but we're trying to relearn the buttons at the same time. You know what I mean? Where we used to do really good. Yeah, you can skip like that. Yep. There's always that one crazy castle level, remember, where you have to use all the masks together?
Yeah. Oh. I was like, what do we do?
The sharks are difficult to deal with too.
Yeah.
And then here's the instance of what she's talking about. You have to phase through and get to the other side, but your brain kind of gets stricken away. If she phases through this and doesn't clear it, and she actually like brings back the piece, you'll actually take a death there.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to really think about.
Or like this one.
Yep, where you have to make it solid as soon as you hit the ground or you just fall through that. And they get increasingly more difficult throughout the game.
Oh god, not this.
I don't remember the button to go down.
It was just the directional pads. I think. Nope. Ah!
I don't even know what I was saying just now. Oh no.
It's not.
That's all right. Remember, we gotta redo the levels anyway until we get perfect runs. You know, it's good to try to do them at the beginning, but it's such a long game that it's just gotta take time.
That's about where you had to freaking side it and everything.
Oh, I missed one already. I just remember it being really responsive though. Like once you get it down, it becomes like an art in the end.
Yeah, you need
I have like a little purple aura over me.
I know.
This one always confused me.
So you need to, I think, bounce once, double jump up so you're on top of that one. Or that's.
I messed that one up though, you know. I'll tell you, these are brain twisters on this one. Just a brain twister. Oh man, I never liked the blue mask guy though.
No, I know.
I think the other masks are fine. This is the blue guy. He's just too much like you have to think of it. You know what I mean? Where the game is already stressful enough, it's like, come on.
There was the side platform over there.
Kind of scared to backtrack though.
I don't think there was anything.
Guess not. Find out. Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah, I think what I like about this one though is that the monster actually like have
This is true. Oh.
that one you needed the boxing he found from the boxing dress up.
So there were ones we missed on that other path back. So I think you're supposed to go and then backtrack it. We'll relearn it. We'll relearn it.
Yay!
Dang, they tell us how they tell us stuff. Wow. Crazy. Missed all the boxes and the hidden gem, which we saw.
Yeah.
Look like this. And we'll drop the first part here. So just kind of reintroduction of Crash Bandicoot at its finest. Definitely a big fan of It's About Time. I'm glad that they didn't change like a whole bunch of stuff and they just added two things that, you know, a whole decade and a half later that makes sense for the game and its modern audience. So it's definitely more accessible for everybody to play through. It still maintains that difficulty and ramps it up just a little bit more for us older fans because, you know, the whole trying to think about how to phase in and out. And every mask has its own thing, but I think the blue mask alone, he's probably one of the more difficult ones to master just because you do have to really think about what you want to set beforehand. And it's even increased even more difficult because when you try to do the time trials, you have to do that stuff without moving. So definitely a great little speedrun type of game for sure. Thanks for watching Crash 4, It's About Time. And we will be back for a part 2 and getting all the way through the game for its 106% completion.